Around the time you went to the Pentagon, Joe Biden, the president, was able to make a 30-minute phone call to Emmanuel Macron, one result of which is going to be the return of France's ambassador to Washington by the end of next week. What is your interpretation of the consequences that flow from that conversation for Australia and the resumption of diplomatic normality in Canberra?
Well, I welcome the fact they've had that discussion, and that was discussed between President Biden and I yesterday. So I'm glad that call took place. I'm glad that he was able to reinforce, not just from the United States perspective, but from all partners in this new arrangement, that we very much want to see not only France, but all the nations of Europe, our like-minded nations in Europe, playing a very important role in the Indo-Pacific. That's what it means for Australia. And I think it's been very important for the President to have that engagement. I look forward to when the time is right and when the opportunity presents that we will have a similar discussion. But the nature of the issues that we're dealing with are different. Of course, Australia decided not to proceed with a very significant defence contract. And understandably, we know that France is disappointed about that. And I think those issues will take further time to work through than the ones that were being dealt with between the United States and France.
Are you confident there won't be any congressional roadblocks then, given what you've said about the AUKUS partnership and your conversations today? And Dan Tehan said yesterday in Canberra that states that follow the national plan should be able to travel by December at the latest. Would that include international travel? And did you discuss that with Boris Johnson last night?
On the first matter, based on the overwhelming bipartisan support that we saw today right across the leadership in both the Congress and the House and the Senate, I can only go forward with confidence. I mean, of course, there are many issues still to work through, and we all understand that. But we go forward from a position of great trust and great enthusiasm. The United States, amongst the parliamentarians that we met today, truly understand what the challenges are that Australia faces. As I said yesterday, President Biden gets it, the Congress gets it, the Senate gets it, and that is a great encouragement to Australia. They understand the challenges we've been facing, and they only wanted to give us messages of support, respect, and encouragement. It was a very proud day to be Australian.
Prime Minister.
On the second, you only ever have lively discussions with Boris Johnson, and it was tremendous to spend time together last night. At 80% vaccination rates, the national plan provides for people to travel again, and that's certainly what we intend to facilitate, and for vaccinated people to travel. We're not looking for any special arrangements. If you're vaccinated, then we are hoping to have in place. I mean, we're expecting to be welcoming back students. We're expecting to be welcoming back skilled migrants. We're expecting to be welcoming back, when they're vaccinated, people into the country on that basis. Particularly the Premier of New South Wales and I have already been working through those issues because they're likely to be the first state that goes into that opportunity. So I look forward to that. I think Australians look forward to that. That's the point of being in a position now. This week, we will hit 3/4 of Australians aged over 16 first dose, and we will hit 1 in 2 having received their second dose. And those vaccination numbers will continue to rise. And as they rise, the opportunities to get back to life as normal as it can be and living with the virus will just be coming closer each and every day.
Prime Minister, clarify that answer, Prime Minister. Does that mean that the English cricketers and the Barmy Army will be able to come in for the Ashes in December? And you've said a couple of times now that when the opportunity presents itself, you'll speak with Emmanuel Macron. But have you reached out? Have you offered have you tried to call him and speak to him now, and is he just not taking your call?
Yes, we have, and the opportunity for that call is not yet. But we'll be patient. We understand their disappointment, and that is the way you manage difficult issues. It's a difficult decision. It's a very difficult decision. And of course, we had to weigh up what would be the obvious disappointment to France. But at the end of the day, as a government, we have to do what is right for Australia and serve Australia's national security interests. And I will always choose Australia's national security interests first. And on the other matter, would love to see the Ashes go ahead, as I shared with Boris last night. But there's no special deals there because what we're looking to have is vaccinated people being able to travel. Now, how more broadly visitors coming to Australia would be able to travel, that's an issue we'll have to look at carefully. But in terms of those, I mean, I don't see a great deal of difference in skilled workers or students who will be able to come to Australia when you reach those vaccination rates, those who are coming for that purpose. When it comes to their profession, which is playing cricket, I don't see the difference between that and someone who's coming as a skilled, qualified engineer or someone who's coming to be ready for studying. That's the opportunity that we get when we get to those higher rates of vaccination, and that's the pathway that we spoke of. Now, how many states are at that position will obviously determine where people can go.
Prime Minister.